I'm worried I'm gonna make an intro and I'm just gonna sound like I'm trying to be Markiplier.
Hmm.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome to Toonkind at 12 FPS. Today we're going to be doing Asked and Answered. Could be me and Ike. Ike, do you want to
Hello.
introduce who you're going to be playing today?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing as Cherry Bomb. She is a fighter. She is not a very good fighter. This is how she talks. Hello.
Oh, could you repeat that? Sorry, it cut out.
Oh no. But anywho, I get to play as Cherry Bomb. The bit you missed is just me saying that, but in Cherry's voice. But it's fine. She's gonna be babbling a lot, so it's fine.
This is a good opportunity for that, honestly. Today I'm going to be playing a few different characters, but mostly I'm going to be playing Turpin Tin, who is a mess and a walking scarf. So he's just doing his best.
The boy.
So, if this were a TV show, the scene would be opening on a kind of, it's a bit of a rundown park in Toontown. It's not the worst park ever, but it's also not well maintained. From the
Mhm.
outside, you can tell that it's kind of sparse. The trees aren't really taken care of much. But there's a playground, there's a meeting area, there's, or well, a pavilion. Um, and
Mhm.
in that pavilion, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just going, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, and the park itself has a little wooden sign. It's messed up. It's had some paint on it, but it's still kind of faded. Um, it's called Bright Shiny Park, and in front of it there is a post-it note type thing, just saying axe throwing contest. Inquire within, and within is just a tent behind it. What's Cherry doing right now? How does she make it into the little rinky-dink park?
Well, how she got here. Funny story. She actually started off in towns. Wait, no, Billstown. Yes, she was in Billstown like a while back, and what she ended up doing is she ran into a real kind while in Billstown, and then she managed to somehow find her way all the way over here instead. Eventually, she lost sight of that real kind. She doesn't know where he is anymore. She's kind of a bit of a traveler, so it's she's just kind of doing it, kind of just going with the flow. And this is of no exception.
So she's just kind of traveling through, just kind of seeing the sights as she
Well,
like
yeah,
tries to
that's
figure out where to
kind of
go.
her thing. That's kind of her thing because you see, I like to travel a lot, and now I'm getting into character because I can't help myself. Hello, I'm Cherry. There's some embodied voice going on here, narrator. I don't know. Anyway,
No, that's a great voice.
why, thank you. I don't know how I got it, but I have it.
So does when Cherry like finds the sign, does she try to make her way into the tent, or what does she do?
Well, hmm. I think Cherry, she kind of squints for a bit and then decides to head on over, I think.
Does she goes inside the tent?
Yeah, yeah, she'll take a peek.
Can you roll a perception check for me?
Perception. What is her perception? Probably not great. Let's see here. Just gotta type it. I got a 2.
This
What do
is
I
the
get with
most
a 2?
beautiful. This is the most beautiful tent you've ever seen. It is glamorous inside. There are what looks like fairy lights kind of decorating the edges. You wouldn't think you'd be able to run electricity in a tent like this, but somehow they're making it happen. And inside the tent is a tiny little desk, and next to that desk, as soon as I can bring it up, or well, behind the desk is this guy.
Ooh.
And he kind of looks up at Cherry and jumps up and exclaims and is like, "Oh, hi, welcome, welcome. Are you here to enter the contest? Don't worry, just a 2 gold entrance fee. And even if you don't win, you get a consolation prize. So how about it, huh?
Well,
You
what?
want to join?"
Well, I wasn't intending to do it, but I'm pretty jazzed about it now.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Okay. And he brings up this like it is a busted looking clipboard. Like you don't have to roll a perception check. Like this thing has been through the ringer. But on top of it is a
Is that
sign
a
up sheet.
band-aid
And
on your thing? Your clipboard? Is that a band-aid?
oh yes, birthday here has been through quite a lot. And he flips it over
I
and
see.
shows you the back of it. And it's actually got like little marker stitches on the back.
Hmm.
And he's like, oh, we're trying to take care of her, but she still wants to join us in our endeavors. Um, so go ahead and sign on this sheet here, and we'll get you set up.
I think she's gonna squint for a moment, and then she smiles and goes, "Okay," and she does that.
Nice. You see him kind of like he looks both surprised and excited that Cherry actually did it because there's no
What?
other
What?
names
Have
on
you
this
have you
list.
never? What? 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 Does Cherry notice this?
um, let me roll something real quick. Oh, let me bring up the sheet for it. Sorry, this may take a second. Let me see what his stat is for a certain day. Um, okay. So he's gonna roll a deception check to try and like hide his reaction. If you want to roll a perception check against that.
Yeah, yeah. I got an
Oh dang.
18. What do I do with an 18?
Well, let's find out. Oh my god. Okay, so Cherry notices.
So why are you
And,
surprised? Why are you surprised to see me write down a thing? Have you never seen somebody
well,
write a thing before? That must be so sad.
he blinks a couple times and he's like, "Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, don't
Well,
see a
that
lot
sounds
of."
very sad, Mister.
Oh, Mr.
What
Mild.
is your name? Mild.
Oh, Mr. Mild. My first name is Nicholas, but the B is silent at the beginning. So Mr. B Mild to my friend.
Biniculus?
But Nicholas. Well, Nicholas. But
Biniculus.
Nicholas is what I got bullied with in elementary school. So
Oh,
just call me Mr. Mild.
if there's a Mister Mild, is there a Mister Hot nearby too?
He barks out a bit of laughter because he wasn't
What
expecting
what,
that.
what about a Mister Medium? Do you have a sibling with a Mister Medium?
Well,
Do
unfortunately,
you?
I'm an only child, but you never
Oh,
know in the future. Anyway, just down the path here, and he kind of like points to a map and to the behind the tent and down a little bit of a walkway. He explains that they've set up a bit of a not an arena, but like a competitive area. Um, and he laughs a bit, and he's like, "Hey, so great, you've got you signed up. Once you get down that path, I have an associate who will show you where you'll be throwing your axes and how the game will work. There's some people who signed up from the previous game, but you'll see them there. I think you'll like them a lot. But I'm not used to people actually joining willingly. Anyway,
That sounds really, really delightful.
yeah, I have a lot of employees. Anyway, we'll get you down there, and as he's like trying to like, he's not really hiding much that he's a little bit sus, but as he's explaining it and kind of running his mouth a bit, there's a stumbling in the tent, and at the entrance to the tent, um, stands Turpin, and he looks. I won't have you run another perception check because you rolled pretty high on that last one. Um,
Maybe I'll do another one.
oh, okay.
I got a 5.
Oh, he looks fine. He looks perfectly fine. He looks normal. He kind of
Hmm.
stumbles in and just yanks the clipboard away from Mild, who just lets it go. Like,
It has a
this
band-aid on it, and you had the nerve to pull it.
Turpin doesn't
What
respond,
did it ever do
signs his
to
name,
you?
signs his name down,
What?
and then looks
What?
at Cherry and is
What?
like, what? Excuse me, what? What? Where am I?
What? I don't know where. What? I actually don't know. I didn't read the sign when I walked in.
Mild just kind of
Listen,
looks at.
there's not these kind of things that you just don't think about. You just kind of, uh, you kind of just have to follow that trail. You know?
Well, I mean, I came to the park. I just wanted to have a nice walk, and then all of a sudden I'm in here, and I've got a clipboard in my hand. So, excuse me if I'm a little nervous. What's your name?
Oh, my name's Cherry Bum. It's a very pleasure to meet you. And she goes to shake your hand, and she shakes it quite vigorously.
Can you roll a strength check? I think.
Strength.
Yeah, I'm
Just a
gonna just say
strength in
straight strength.
general, or would
Yeah.
you say like okay, strength in general? Okay.
Yes, mostly because I have a gag.
Let me find strength in general. Yeah, she has a -1 in that. Ooh, as usual. Let's see what she gets. Are you gonna be strong today, my little friend? Oh,
Yep.
surprisingly,
Okay.
it's a
So,
15.
Turpin, for those not in the know, is basically just living clothing. So when Cherry goes to shake his quote unquote hand, he shakes along with it. And he just kind of flaps
Oh,
around a little bit and starts sputtering. And
oh my
it's like,
god.
whoa, can you not? Can you not? Can you
Oh,
put me down?
sorry. Sorry. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
There you go.
okay.
And
I'm
I
just,
pat you on the head. I pat you on the head, or do you even have a head? I'm gonna gently pat the air above what I assume is your head.
his eyes are kind of rolling around a bit and they just kind of bounce in a regular position after a while. And as Cherry's batting above his head, he's like, I'm not ever going to get used to that. Oh, okay. Well. And then Miles just kind of cuts
Get used to
in,
what?
and he's like, sorry to interrupt the conversation, but the contest is starting soon, so you may want to usher yourselves on down there while you chat. And he
Oh,
just kind
that's
of
right. That's right.
shoves y'all.
We should probably do that.
Yes, yes. Now, on down the path, and I will see you soon. And he just kind of
Well, that
shoves both of
sounds
y'all out by the
great.
tent.
I'm gonna take hold of Turpin and pull him along. I think. Like, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Are you waiting for animus to happen? I don't think
And
so.
well, quick question, and Turpin's just letting himself be pulled along because at this point he's just like, all right, I don't know what's happening, but I may as well go with it. He's like, I don't actually. What is animus? I mean, I barely know
Oh,
what
you
this
don't
is, but
Oh, you don't know what Animus is? Okay. So there's every other place on this planet that celebrate around the time where the snow is the most strong, and you give gifts to your friends and your family and your dog and your neighbor's dog. And there's these little mins that go around every year. They travel, but not everybody believes in them. I don't know why. They are real. I've seen them. Have you had like I have traveled and I have seen them with my own two eyes, my cherry eyes.
You've you've traveled?
I travel plenty.
Turpin's eyes glitter a bit, and he's like, can you maybe tell me a bit about it?
Wait, sorry. Could you repeat that?
Oh, Turpin's eyes glitter a bit, and he's like, can you maybe tell me about that? Only if you want to, but
Wait, heck, could you repeat that again? My internet
that's okay.
cracked on me.
Um, Turpin looks at Cherry, and his eyes are actually like glittering a bit, and he's like, can you tell me a bit about your travels? Traveling always sounds so nice.
Oh, I've been to many places. I would not say I've ever been to everywhere in Inkwell. I have not. I have been to Northchester, which is where I found the what are they called? The little men's. The Thanes, that's what they're. Yeah. I've seen them there. Really lovely little town. I don't think I could stand living there, because I come from a much warmer place. But then again, that also has ice cream, and I won't go into detail. Um, I also have been to Happiest Place before, but it wasn't for very long because I got chased out. And then I got over to Villestown at some point, and then I met a guy named Seeker, and he and I got to go around for a bit. But then I kind of lost him. I don't think he understood what my instructions were about where we had to go next. And then what? Gosh, where did we go after that? I know I went somewhere. There's been a lot of places. It's kind of just what I do.
That's that's pretty cool, honestly.
Uh, don't make me blush.
No, seriously. I mean, I don't. I mean, I may not know much, but I that's cool.
Well, I may not know much either.
Oh, hey, we don't know anything together. And Turpin claps his hands over his eyes. And he's like, I didn't. I mean, I didn't mean it in a bad way.
Like, listen, when she says that she doesn't know much, she just kind of stares at you back, just like unchanged smile, like she's not affected by any of this. She knows.
um, as these two are having this like cute moment, they get to a clearing. Like the clearing is like kind of just a dirt area, for lack of a better term. It's cleared out,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of space. There's also a pretty busted looking target sitting in the middle.
Ooh.
Um, it's obviously been wrecked several times and then put back together, much like the clipboard.
Is there a band-aid on
Um,
it?
no, no band-aids, but a lot of stitches.
Oh,
And do you want a perception check?
well, I think this is the place. I think. I mean, I don't think other places would look like this for a thing.
Okay. But I do still need you to roll one though, for reasons.
Wait, sorry. What do I have to roll? What do I?
A perception check.
Perception. Okay. I got a 12. What does a
Okay.
12 do?
It's just a normal looking contest area. There's a bunch of people milling around.
Oh.
A raccoon toon comes up to the both of y'all, and um, she just kind of explains that everybody's going one at a time. They're going to count the score by each person gets two axes, and obviously the closer you get to the center, the better you'll do. And there'll be a bit of a mystery card at the end. Some people
Mm.
are whispering that it might be everybody's entry fee, but nobody really knows for sure.
Hmm.
In the middle of the crowd, and here's where you will yell at me, is this guy.
Oh.
Now, I need
Cherry,
to.
does Cherry perceive this interesting individual?
Yes, yes. He's pretty easy to spot. Um, he's.
Oh, no wonder, because he's
He,
got a really nice cloak and it has a really nice little star on it. I mean, if you have to admit,
he,
he looks like a really well-dressed guy. Gal? I don't know. I don't know gender. I don't have an agenda.
I feel bad for saying this next part, but the squirrel spots the both Cherry and Turpin and gives them the worst stink eye you have ever seen
Oh,
on any tune. And he's also he is a moving JPEG of a squirrel. He's just animated like
excellent.
a flip book. Um,
I love
so
this. I love this character. Well, ain't he a funky looking too?
and he kind of huffs and just turns away,
Oh,
flicking his cloak behind him, and
wonder
stalks
what's
away
this
to the
deal
other
about?
end of the field.
Hmm.
That guy's then Turpin like 5'7". He's like, that guy. Do you know that guy? Because I don't know that guy, and he didn't seem to like us very much.
Hmm.
No,
Well, I guess we're waiting to do the axe throwing thing. I'm
I.
I don't normally hold axes. I usually have a
Oh,
sword.
we're throwing axes. Oh, God. Okay. All right. And Turpin
I
starts
mean, you did
swearing in
say what it
Gaelic.
was.
He's like, I didn't read the thing. Who reads the thing?
I don't know. I don't know. I even read it?
I don't
I
think
don't
either of
suppose
us
so, but
read
I
it.
just assumed. The guy kind of said so. I think.
Okay. Um. Well, I guess we wait in line, and there is a line forming up. The squirrel is at the head of it. But it's really just like maybe 5 people.
Hmm.
Um.
That's not too bad.
Oh,
Quite a decent turnout.
um. Let me check something.
Hmm?
Oh no, it's not 5 people. It's about 10. So it's like enough to make it a decent
Oh,
line.
it's a much better outcome. That's a much better turnout for an event. You know, I have been to some events and I ended up being the only person there.
Oh, that's a shame.
Not really. It was kind of nice because then I won by default.
And Turpin actually laughed at this and was like, "Well, I guess that's one way to look at it, huh?"
Plus, I mean, you get more room to just kind of do your own thing. It's kind of nice. Don't get me wrong, though. I do love other people. Other Toonkinds are
I,
nice.
so don't think weird of me for asking this. Please don't think weird of me for asking this. But Toonkind is basically all of us, right? And he's kind of pointing at everybody else in the crowd, who are all Toonkind.
As far as I can tell, yeah. Yes, even the weird squirrel man at the very front there, but don't pay any mind there. Uh, everybody comes in different shapes and sizes. I mean, I come in a different shape and size than you do, I think.
I mean, I don't think I'm a cherry. I'm a turpin.
Maybe not, but can your arms do this? And she stretches her arms out a little bit longer than one normally does, and then it kind of elastically slaps back into place.
I'm gonna roll performance for turpin to see see that.
Are you able to reach that long? I know not everybody can.
And Turpin, as he's trying to like wind up to try, he's like, I don't think I've ever even tried anything like that. I didn't know people could do that.
Oh yeah. It comes in handy when you really need it. I don't think I use it too often.
Okay, so Turpin got a 21. So
What a roll!
he goes to try it, and his arms stretch way out, and they're scarf arms, so it just gets kind of thin and like weirdly billowy, and it starts going in the breeze, kind of flapping
Oh,
behind him a
the
bit.
new things you have never even learned about before. See,
I
all
don't know what's
kinds of things
happening.
today. This is educational.
It is. It snaps
Well, you
back.
got to learn a little bit more about yourself, and I would consider that a win.
I mean, I'm sure, sure, sure. That's optimism's good. All right. It like snaps back into Turpin and he stumbles a bit. Um,
Oh,
as
I hold my hands out in case if you fall over. You
he
good?
almost does, and he does take the offered hand and is like, Thanks for helping me steady myself after that." I'm not very used to this, but you seem pretty knowledgeable about it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so there's a really like I do not have a kazoo, unfortunately, but there is a kazoo noise. And Mr. Mild shows up, and he's kind of like walking behind the squirrel guy, and he stands up in front of everybody, and he's like, "All right, let's get this competition going, huh?" And there's a few like, "Hey," from like the people in line. And he kind of,
Cherry is applauding quite loudly.
"Aw."
Quite
Turpin
loudly.
doesn't.
Like you could probably hear her quite easily through this very small crowd.
Cherry gets a couple looks. Mom looks
She is
happy.
not affected by anyone's looks over. She's just I want to say she's kind of in her own little world. She's quite excited.
At that, Miles peps up a bit, and he's like, "All right, it's good to see at least some people are excited." And he tucks the kazoo away and gestures for the squirrel guy to start. And let me bring up his stats so I can do a couple rolls.
Hey Turpin, did you know that the squirrel guy has a stats apparently? Did you know that?
What
I don't know. I heard the person in front of me.
what are stats?
Apparently he has squirrel stats. I don't know what
Are
that means.
they just is that how they hide their nuts?
I don't know
Is
what it
that
means,
they're like
but that's a
acorns?
thing. I'm kind of jealous. I kind of want squirrel stats, but I don't think squirrels would like me because I'm a cherry and not a squirrel.
Well, don't let anybody ever tell you you're a squirrel, Jerry.
I mean, they had like a bird thing somewhere, Toontown. They're like, oh yeah, no, you can become a legal bird even though you're not a bird. There's a whole big thing on that apparently. I don't know much about it.
There's, there's a lot of odd things going on in this country, huh?
I mean, what else is new in Toontown? I always hear so many different things going on around there. Movies and I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie. I don't
You've
know if
never
I even
seen
know
a
what that is.
movie?
No, what is it?
That's so sad.
It is?
You gotta see a movie. Movies are very good. They're like pictures on a screen,
Oh,
and then you
that's
can
pretty cool.
rewatch them. I ended up rewatching what's it called? That there was one little film that came out, and I kept replaying it because it was very nice. But that was a long time ago. I haven't actually properly seen a movie for a while. I did go to a theater at some point, but that's about it.
It Turpin kind of fidgets with the scarf front hands a little bit. He's like, I'm pretty new to this area. And I don't know if you live around here, but
Oh,
would you want to go see a movie at
oh,
some point?
yes. Oh, that would be very good. I don't know what kind of movies are out right now, but I mean, we can go take a look. I'm pretty sure there's got to be an area somewhere nearby that would actually have it.
Yeah.
Probably. Who knows? I kind of just go with the flow, cause you never know what you might find. Oh yeah, how's that squirrel guy doing up there anyway? Can you see him?
Um,
I'm trying to see him.
he's pretty distinct. He's the only one throwing axes at the moment. But
He
he
seems
rolled
to be
pretty
very
high.
slow at chucking.
They do actually, hey, roll me another perception check. A lot of perception checks this game. Sorry.
It's fine.
Oh,
Hmm?
did you roll the
Wait,
did you
I'm.
roll a perception
Oh
check?
heck, I didn't. I must have missed you hearing saying something. What was it?
Oh no, that's okay. Could you roll another perception check?
Another perception. Gotcha, gotcha. She got an 8.
Oh, this seems perfectly fine. Everything's normal. Um, the two axes both almost split the middle. Like they are right in the center of that target. And the squirrel himself has the smuggest expression a glossy JPEG of a squirrel can have. And he looks at
I feel like it's
Cherry and
crudely drawn on.
with like a
Is it just
marker.
me, or does that face look like it was like somebody drew on his face?
I mean, and Turpin like looks at him as like it kind of seems like he
No,
deserves it.
nothing against him though. Maybe.
I don't know. He seems kind of like a jerk.
I don't know. I haven't really talked to him, so I can't say for sure. But if
I
he's a
mean,
bad guy, I would know because I am a hero, and I'm a folk hero, whatever that means. Um, I try to protect those that can't protect themselves, if that makes any sense.
it does. I mean, I don't know if I'd be brave enough to do that, but that sounds really cool. I'm a bit
I
of a
mean, yeah, I
weirdo.
don't want to brag. Anyway,
The squirrel kind of backs up and goes off to wait in the sidelines. And the lion just kind of moves slowly. The next person, I don't really need to roll for, but they throw it, and they get one on the outside, and the other one just misses entirely.
hmm,
And the next one, neither lands, and the same for the next one, and the same for the next one. Um, and at this point, it's kind of obvious
I
that
don't
like
think any of them practiced.
that any of them went.
I don't think any of them practiced Turpin, because they keep losing. I don't. Hmm.
Um, I mean,
Is
we're
that
probably
I'm
gonna
not
lose
looking
too.
closer enough. But I'm pretty certain I saw one of them just fly right past the target and then into someone else's house in the distance. I don't even know how I can see that house, actually.
There's a Wilhelm scream in the background, but it's fine. They're perfectly fine.
Like the Wilhelm scream.
It needs to be that scream specifically. It's like the Hanna Barbera sound effect of like mild like winches as they just kind of keep going, but it settles down after a while, and you hear this faint "I'm okay." Okay, and I'm actually gonna roll perception check for Turpin real quick, see if he notices anything. No. No, Turpin does not notice anything.
Do I need to roll anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
Another person goes, and I'm actually gonna roll the attack for them, see how they do. Okay, the first axe just goes mile wide. It doesn't
Hmm.
land in anybody's house, but it does lodge in a nearby tree. It doesn't look like it's gonna come out anytime soon.
Oh gosh.
Now the next one,
Ooh.
it looks like it's going to hit right in the center, but at the last minute, for some reason, it kind of swerves a little bit. Now, it could
Oh,
be the wind, but it just lands on the outside edge. And the
you know
guy
how
kind of
when
slumps.
somebody oh sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when you mentioned the wind as a possibility, Cherry does that thing where you lick your finger and you put it in the air to see if the wind is in fact blowing your finger. And she just gives a little insightful nod, like, uh-huh, okay.
Roll me a nature check. If Sherry's doing that.
What what do I roll?
I think it's a nature check. Is it nature?
Nature? Nature.
Yeah, it's
I don't think
nature.
Cherry's great at nature, but let's see. It's a straight D20. Okay. Oh, apparently
Wait,
she does
okay.
know something.
There's
16.
just there's no wind. There
Hmm.
and if there is a bit of a breeze, it's not near enough to send an axe to the side, going at that velocity. So it's definitely
Cherry squint. Something. Hmm. Hmm.
Serpent kind of raises the brow and is like, is that normal? Or
I don't think that's normal. Something about that doesn't seem right, because it was going head on, and you threw it really good. I saw you throw it really good.
and the guy who threw the
I
axe is
should
like,
try.
thank you.
I should try.
And actually,
Because I obviously am great at strength. What are you talking about? I might have a -1, but that doesn't stop me from doing it.
Turpin's like getting kind of nervous, so he's kind of like flapping his scarf arms around. And he's like, well, if something's weird here, I guess we're gonna find out how this stuff
Oh, we'll
seems
have
to
to wait
work.
and see. So do I have to throw? Is there like a certain thing I need to throw to
Uh,
roll?
yeah. Once the people ahead of them go, it's kind of the same result. Like either they're on the edge, or it's in a tree, or in somebody's house. But none of them land even close to where the squirrel threw.
Hmm.
And when it gets to Cherry, the squirrel just starts like he's got this aura of smug around him that you don't even need a perception check for, because you're standing right next to him.
Mm.
But go ahead
She's
and
giving
roll
him
me.
a very innocent side eye, and then she looks back at the target, and then she rubs her hands. She actually spits in her hands and rubs it because she's ready to heck and throw. She's gonna do her darndest. Listen, you gotta be prepared. You have to be prepared.
Well,
Turpin, watch and learn. I'm gonna show you how to throw a hecking axe at a target like nobody has ever seen before.
you hear
And I said I
mildly
got
phone
2 tries, yeah?
tag. Yeah, just roll a strength for each one.
2 axes. Okay. 2 axes. Okay. Okay. I throw and that's a 2.
It doesn't even go near the target. It just kind of slumps on the ground.
You know what's
Like,
funny? I have a visual of how this plays out for a number 2 as well.
yeah,
It's like you know how like for Wii Sports or whatever you have to like use the nunchucks and all that to like throw, but then the person stupidly lets go instead of actually holding on? Cherry does this when she goes to fling her arm back, so it goes backwards behind her. At the target.
oh my god, okay. I like that a lot. I'm gonna roll survival for this roll.
That's just what I had in my head. That's all. If you wanted to slump, it's fine.
No, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. Okay, so the
Oh my
squirrel
god.
manages to dodge. Um, okay, and I think good point out that the attack would be D20 plus strength plus proficiency. Does Cherry have any proficiency in like hand axes?
Let me look. I don't think she do. Last time I checked, I don't think she do. Hold on. Cherry, do you have any hand axes? I'm gonna be shocked if you do.
I do.
She has a. Oh my god, she has a hand axe apparently. What do you know?
Okay, so for the next one, do
Weapon
this.
proficiencies are simple and martial, and she has a hand axe. And she's
So I
just
guess
said that she doesn't normally use a hand axe.
she's got one. I like clicked over and it's just like hand axe right there. No, this works out
Well,
great.
I forgot I actually had this. You're probably wondering how. I don't know. It just
Jordan's
kind of
like,
showed up, you know?
I mean,
It's
okay. Taking serious axes usually appear.
should I throw again?
Yeah, but use that roll instead.
How do I do that? Oh god.
I think it's just be a D20 plus one because your strength is minus one, right? Yeah.
Oh, mine is wait. Oh, the attack I think, right? So in this case it'd be like D20 plus 2.
Okay. Yeah. Good for that.
Okay. Oh my god.
This
That's a
works out
20.
perfectly. Um. Okay. So the axe is just it's almost poetic cinema as it flies through the air. It looks like if this was a movie, this would be the slow mo bit where the gang is succeeding at the end. Um,
Oh,
there's
the
like
Ave Maria in the background.
there's like triumphant music playing. Like mild in the background is like almost burning his nose, but in very slow motion. The axe just spins and spins, and it looks like it's gonna hit dead center, and then it veers off to the left and
What?
hits a tree.
What? Okay, something's up with this target. I think we need to use a different target.
No, nothing's wrong with this target. What do you think is wrong? Mild asks as he like You, he's trying not
Did
to
you
look.
not see that?
See
Did you
what?
not see that? I threw head on, and then the moment it was that close to hitting it, it just did a dip down, down that way. And she points out and seeing where the axe ended up.
Perhaps it was mainly
Actually,
just a
does
whiff.
the axe land anywhere? Because it could be possible it just throws off into the heckin' void. And it's like, who knows where the axe is now? It's probably still going.
Oh, it's buried in a tree. Like
Oh, I see.
it's lodged in there.
You see. There's evidence. There is visual proof that something about this target could use a little update. You could probably use it multiple targets instead of just one.
Well,
But the more the merrier,
Miles looks down at his papers
right?
and he's like,
Huh?
Miss Cherry, right?
Oh yeah, it's the one and only.
Okay.
But there probably are other cherries out there. I just haven't met them yet.
Okay, so I roll another perception check.
Wait, perception?
Mhm.
Perception. Oh boy. I believe that was a +1. I got a 6.
Miss Cherry Bomb, I assure you that we had this target checked out by professionals beforehand. Unfortunately, it does seem like you missed the target, but we run these kind of contests all the time, so maybe next time, huh? And he kind of tries to shuffle Cherry Bomb away.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. There's something missing. If it's a contest, where's the prize?
Oh,
What is the prize? I don't think
everybody
I
gets
ever heard
rupees,
what
of
a
course.
prize was, because usually there's like a prize, there's like a pie, or maybe a pair of socks, or maybe a different pair of socks on a pie,
Money.
or maybe there's money,
There is
monetary
money.
value, gems. There's turpin. What's another thing that could be a prize?
And Turpin just stammers and he's like, books? Books? I like books. I mean, could be books.
That. There could also be that. So where is it? If Mr. Squirrel there wins, what prize is he getting?
Well, he gets everybody's entry fees, of course. And like, Miles tugs at his collar a bit, and he's like, "I can assure you, we are a legitimate business. I'm not sure what you're implying,
Hmm?
ma'am. You're welcome to inspect the target if you wish, but maybe you let your friend go first.
No. There's a pattern here. Or maybe I'm not
Explain.
looking close enough. But I'm pretty certain
Well,
I saw my ex swear it. What you saw what I saw, right, Turpin?
I mean, yeah. Let me roll. Did I roll perception check for?
I have a witness. I have a witness, which means that could only mean one thing.
And
Something
what is
is
that?
afoot. Something is afoot, and it's not my foot. It is not Turpin's foot. It is likely whoever is in charge of this target.
He
Or
kind
the
of glares.
axe. It could be the axe too. Maybe there's a thing driving the axe. What do you think? What do you think, Turpin?
I,
Axe
I
or the target or
I think we should check out the target first. It seems weird. Like everything kind of rubber bands away from it.
what do you think? Mr. Mild? Are you sure your name is Mild? Cause you don't seem
Yes,
like a
I'm
mild to me.
sure.
You seem like a medium.
Oh, I'm gonna get to spicy if this keeps up. You may go
so
inspect
you're
the
telling you're
target.
telling me that you're Mr. Hot? You're Mr. Hot, Mr. Mild? You're Mr. Hot now?
I am going to be Mr. You're ejected from the contest here, Stiff. And he's obviously
I
getting
don't think I'm.
flustered.
Hmm. Hmm. I know what you are, but what am I? I'm not. I don't think I'm leaving. And I put my foot down. Something needs to be done about this. This doesn't seem. Something about this doesn't seem right. You know how unfair it feels to the people? I look out for the people, don't I? Right? I I I think I do.
Turpin just in the background is like, yeah, 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 yes, yeah.
Again, I have a witness. I have a witness, Mr. Mild. A witness could speak millions if at the right situation. And this witness here, and I pat him. This witness is a good and understands that I am not the only person who saw something be utterly suspicious. And I'm going to raise my voice so then the rest of the crowd can hear me. What do you think? Does anybody else agree on that?
And the other guys are like,
Or is it just me?
it is kind of weird in the back.
You
But nobody
see?
is really moving to do anything. They're just kind of shuffling. They don't really want to cause a ruckus. And
Please,
Miles is
Mr.
kind
Wild. Mr. Mild? Mr. Wild. Why did I say Mr. Wild? You are not a Mr. Wild. You are a Mr. Mild. But I feel like you'd be more of a Mr. Hot than a Mr. Mild. Because a Mr. Hot seems a little more appropriate for what you're seeming, but then it doesn't match up because you're all blue.
of, ma'am. And he flutters his cloak and he's like, please follow me. And you can inspect everything you'd like yourself. And we can show these fine people who you're holding up. And he kind of tries to gesture at the crowd. And it's important to note, Mr. Mild doesn't have any arms. But somehow you can tell he's gesturing out to the crowd. His cloak flutters beautifully in the wind. And he's like, here, let's inspect the target, and we can show you that perhaps you may just not be able to throw an axe.
Oh, ho, ho. And you say that like I don't have a little axe in my pocket in my hammer space. Oh, and I actually forgot I even got that thing. So,
Well, perhaps he forgot how to throw it too. And he just kind of stalks
do
towards
you,
the
Mr.
thing.
Mild? Mr. Mild, I am going to give you one chance to use my axe on that target. I want you to throw this axe. What do you
Me?
think? Yeah.
I'm the person running this event. That couldn't possibly happen. It'd be unfair.
Well, if you're so sure, then I guess. Oh, I guess I'll just have to go, knowing that I am right and you are wrong.
Hey, and he does that in character, and just kind of stomps the ground and is like, "Fine, if I throw the axe, will you stop haranguing me?"
Of course, of course.
Great.
Listen, I always love a fair game. It's always very nice, and I want to be able to see what you can do, Mr. Man, because you seem to know what you're doing. So I wanna see that. And I'm gonna sit right here, and I plop on the ground. I cross my legs. I am watching. Any
Let me
moment now.
find
Any moment now.
what to
Go ahead.
roll.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Come on, show it the class. Everybody's here. Everybody's here. We're gonna cheer you on, and we're gonna see you do really good.
He's starting to get visibly soaked with sweat, but he's gonna do it. So the first axe looks like it's gonna hit the edge, but it just kind of tumbles in the grass. Kind of looks like it hit a wall.
Hmm.
And he coughs
Okay,
and he
okay,
straightens
okay.
his collar.
Okay, you got one more chance. You got one more chance.
And again, the axe it flies. It looks beautiful. Mild looks like he's going to have a heart attack. and it sails beautifully through the air and then yeets off to the side and lodges in, we'll say, somebody's cart.
Turpin, you saw what I saw?
Yeah, that's seems to be a bit of an odd situation, huh, Mister Miles? Miles, Mister Miles?
Mr.
Doesn't seem right.
Mild got some explaining to do.
You do not have to explain anything. Now, everybody, thanks to this young lady, the contest is called off. There will be no refund. Maybe the next time we'll be able to hold a contest. And he starts to run.
Turpin,
He's like,
Turpin, we need to go. We need to go get him. He's
okay,
stealing
okay,
money. He's a bad guy. He was a bad guy all along. You know what I don't like
um,
about bad guys? They run away like that. And they need to be stopped because they're taking away the people's money. That's not very fair.
yeah, the squirrel is following him. There are coins dropping out across the ground as he runs.
The squirrel is part of it too. Unbelievable. Okay, come on.
It,
Come on, Turpin. Turpin. Hey, Turpin.
yeah, yeah,
Turpin.
yeah. Let's go.
Turpin. Turpin.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm
You got
running.
this.
I'm trying to run. I'm not very
Turpin.
fast. I'm very small.
Turpin. Be cool. Be cool. And we're gonna go get him. And then I run.
Okay. Go ahead and roll athletics for me.
Athletics. Let's see how good this tune is at athletics. Once I get to see her stats.
I'm gonna
Athletics,
say
athletics.
athletics,
Oh,
or
she's not great right now, but she might change in the future.
you could also do acrobatics if you wanted, but I needed justification for Terry to be rolling acrobatics.
I got a 4.
Oh my
How
gosh.
I do the 4?
Well, let me see what he's gonna do. Wait just a moment. Do. Okay. So Miles just kind of darts away with ease. Like there's at the current moment, there's no way to catch up to him. He's just kind of leaping back and forth, doing kind of a zigzag motion, pulling a zag on him.
Mm-hmm.
And the squirrel, who has the target in his hand and is shuffling just a tad slower because he's carrying a heavy target. Do.
A 3.
He just eats grass. He just falls over. That target's heavy, man.
Cherry's gonna run forward and pin him down.
Hey, let me go. Let me go.
No, no. Hey. It's okay. I
This is
pat you
not
on the back
okay.
yet. Oh, it's absolutely okay. Listen. I know you really want this money, but the others also want their money back. Because Mr. Man is not a very good guy. Turpin, are you able to go get the other guy? Or should I get him? Do you think you can hold this guy down actually? Because I wanna have a good talk with this man.
Okay. And I'm gonna say Turpin goes ahead and just kind of sits on top of him.
Yes, sit on top of him. Don't move, whatever you do. Just keep him down. I mean he's like a flat dude. I feel like he's almost flat like those UPN peoples. But not quite.
He's like those
We should
stickers
be
that are
fine.
a bit puffy.
Oh yeah.
They're kind of yeah. Turbin's
Oh
able
my
to
god.
surprisingly he just kind of spreads himself out. It's kind of odd, but he stretches his arms out and kind of like ties them up that way. And he's like, man, this feels weird. If you could just catch the other guy pretty quick, I don't want to do this for too long.
Listen, it'll be fine. I'll be right back, and I'm gonna be super fast. It'll be like you didn't even miss me. And then she begins to run.
Okay, roll another athletics check.
Mr.
So at this
Mild,
point, you
I can see you in the distance. I'm gonna get you. I know that sounds really, really intimidating, but I assure you, it is not of any ill will. It is just to have a good talking to. I promise on that.
you just hear him yell back like, "You'll never catch me." Go ahead and roll that athletics check.
Another athletics.
Yeah.
What was her athletics again? Oh, that's right. Okay. Let's see how well she does. I got a 10.
Okay. So you're managing to keep up with Mild. Um, the forest seems kind of because it's not well maintained. There's a bunch of brambles and like debris in the way, and the woods are pretty thick. But you managed to keep up with them. Um, do a check something really quick.
Hmm.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Perception. I believe that should be a +1. I think. I'm just gonna check really quick. Perception. Yeah, +1. I got a 5.
Harry, I love you so much.
Mr.
Okay.
Mild.
He starts to yell back. But the thing about these woods is, if you're not careful and you don't keep an eye on where you're going, you may trip or fall. There's a couple of ravines you could trip into, that kind of thing.
Mm.
And you hear him start to give a report, and then you hear a loud as he runs directly into a thick tree. Like you hear this like boing noise. It's like an aluminum like pan as you like wobble it. That's the noise he makes as he kind of stumbles
Hmm.
backwards and just kind of falls on his back. Put the tree there.
I think
What does Cherry do?
she finally catches up, I'd assume. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I guess she finally catches up, and she just, like when somebody's fallen down and then they get to see their head kind of peek into view, looking down at them. Cherry is leaning over him, just giving a nice innocent grin. Mr. Mild, I think you dropped your pen.
I don't have anything to say
Mr.
to you.
Mild, I also need to get that stuff back because that doesn't seem right. But more
Oh,
importantly,
you
you
won't.
dropped your pen.
Yeah. Does she hand the pen over?
I hold the pen right above him.
Oh, this is demeaning.
Mr. Mild,
Oh, what?
Mr. Mild, I will give your pen back if you give me those goods back.
I don't have
Because those
the
people need
goods.
them. Oh, I
But
saw you take them, I'm pretty sure.
oh,
Or maybe you took something else, but I don't think there would be anything else you could take.
my associate has them. It's all his fault, no matter what he says.
So you're putting blame on somebody else, even though it's clearly also your doing. You did say you're the person that's in hosting of this event, too. So you kind of hold some responsibility there.
I'm talent. Does Cherry like try to move him or anything, or is she just kind of doing the like wake up samurai above him?
Oh, she's pretty much just doing that right now. She's just leaning above him because it's like he fell into a heckin' tree. I think she's able to have a moment just to stand over him and just be like, "Well, hey, hey." So, Mr. Man, about that, this is a really nice pen. This is actually really fancy. I didn't.
Oh, can you repeat that? You cut out.
You have a really nice pen. It's really, really like expensive looking. It would be a shame if you never got it back. And I
He
don't want to
wouldn't
steal
dare.
things because that's not what I do. And stealing is bad. Running away from
It,
things is also bad. But what
what
do
are you,
I
some
know?
kind of hero?
Oh, actually, funny you ask that because I was a folk hero of my hometown, and
Mm.
there's countless times I had to save them from a whole lot of different things of varying difficulty. Let me tell you, there was a time that was a big scary monster that was possibly about 10 times the height of me, and I had to fight him single-handedly, and nobody else was around to help. And then there was other times where I had to do that thing, and so on.
Roll a deception check. Did you hear me?
Sorry, no, I did.
That's okay. Roll a deception check.
Perception
That, yeah, deception or
or oh,
intimidation. Take your
deception.
pick.
Okay, deception or intimidation. I think it would be deception, probably. Ooh boy, and Cherry knows how to talk her way through this, huh?
Go ahead and roll advantage as well, cause
Oh, advantage.
yeah, she's looming
Okay,
over him.
okay. 11 at best.
Okay, so Harry just barely fails that check. You can tell that Miles really doesn't believe Cherry, but also doesn't want to fight Cherry about it. So it was like, fine, if
Listen, Mr. Mild, I can be here all day. I don't really have a schedule or anything. I don't even have agenda.
okay, fine. I'll take you back to my associate, and
No,
we
no,
will
no, no,
work
no, 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 no.
something out.
That was not the deal. I already have somebody taking care of the other guy. He's fine.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Do you have a problem, Mr. Mild? Do I even
Well,
did I ever even know your first name? Oh wait, no, that was Nicholas, right?
it's
Nicholas.
Nicholas, not but Nicholas.
Yeah, Nicholas. Oh, I didn't say the Nicholas. If I said the Nicholas, that would just be taking it too far. I wouldn't do that.
Fine, fine, fine. Okay, my associate used their uh, I don't know what I would call it in universe, but it's unseen servant. And he was just like, my
Mm.
associate used that and a bit of magnetics to make sure that we would get to keep the pot of money. Are you satisfied now? Can I have my pin back? That costs a year's salary, you know.
Oh, well, that's quite the hustle you got going on there.
Gotta make it work
I don't know if I
somehow.
should take. I don't know if I should give this back to you because as a person, I want to give it back to you because I'm a nice person. But you also put these other people into a very bad position.
Okay,
But
how about
then
this?
again, I could keep the pen, but then that would be stealing, and stealing is bad. And I don't personally steal unless there's an actual reason to. But then again, you are considered the bad guy in this situation, which means being able to steal the pen could be somewhat justified because you are a villain for doing
I am
that.
not a villain. I think offense is that.
Well,
I'm
then
just
why
a
are you
guy trying to
hustling
get
other
by.
people for their money?
That is
Hmm?
the only way I know how. Okay?
Well, there's other ways you could do it.
How about this? How about I just give you 10 and my associate gives the money back and we pretend this didn't happen.
She's gonna think for a moment, and then you see her face light up happily. Okay.
Okay? Okay. And you can tell he's like surprised she agreed. He was ready to keep on fighting about it.
Well, Mr. Mild,
Um,
you have been a great pleasure. I am so sorry for chasing you. But I really do should probably check up on my friend again because those people really need their money back. Honestly, your goal out of this is probably maybe to not make enemies out of other people by that. But
Well,
I don't know. I
when
is
you
that or
travel
maybe you
from
could
town to
start like a
town,
lemonade stand or something. Yeah, like a lemonade stand. Have you ever had one of those lemonades? They're very good.
no,
You should try. It's very good. And people like lemonade,
is that
especially
a
on a
threat?
nice day. No, no, no. It's a really good idea. You could probably give it a go. Come on, come on.
Um,
You come with me. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. And
okay,
she's
okay.
gonna drag him by the hand and goes, "Come
His
on, I'll
feet are
show you. I'll
dragging.
show you. This will be fun. It'll be so much fun."
He's making tracks in the dirt. You can tell where he's been dragged through.
Oh yeah, no, she pulls him all the way back to the others.
After a bit of haranguing and a little bit of a traumatized looking Turpin untangling himself from the squirrel, um, they do end up passing out. Everybody's entry fees back, which isn't that much. It was only a couple gold, but still. Um, and Mild Huff gestures at Cherry Bomb and is like, ma'am, please don't take this the wrong way, but I hope I never see you again.
Oh, that's totally fine.
Great.
Well, I hope I get to see you again one day.
And his eye twitches, and he just kind of grabs the squirrel and they stalk off into the sunset, basically. They look like they're arguing. Their growls coming back, and it looks squeaks. A lot of yips.
Well, Turpin, how about that movie? You wanted to see a movie?
Yeah, yeah, I want to forget having tied my arms around a person. So yes, let's go see the movie.
Okay.
Yeah? Wait, you're actually okay with
Yeah.
seeing a movie with me?
But of course I am. I told you. I,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, let's go see a movie. And he kind of turns around and he's like, "Where's the movie? Where's
well,
the
we're gonna have to
movies?"
find a movie theater first. So let's. And she kind of like, like she slowly takes a look around her surroundings, does like a big circle, and then she points at a random direction. And if we're not already in happiest place, then I'd assume that she probably points into the direction that would be happiest place and goes, that way. We'll go that way. We'll see if we can find a movie theater. It might take a while.
I, okay, okay, sure. Okay. And he seems nervous. And his eyes light up. Um, roll one final perception check for me.
One final perception check. You gotcha. I got a 17.
He looks normal. He's all black and gray, a little bit of pink from his scarf. Um, but his eyes are lit up a little bit rainbow, and he's like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go." And
Yeah.
he starts kind of power walking in that direction.
Hey, that's the spirit. That's how you do it. Who wonders what kind of movies are going to be out and about there? I hear that there was some really good stuff by Dota Studios, but I hear there's other studios too. But I feel like that's probably one of the biggest ones. That might.
Oh, you broke up. Sorry.
If my
Hello.
internet cut out, if my internet cut out, let's just say Cherry begins rambling about all the possible movies that could possibly be seen. That who knows if they're even in theaters right now.
Aw. I'm gonna say we wrap up on the two of them just kind of journeying together. Curious, you said rambling about the types of movies that might be playing,
Yeah.
and Turpin is kind of slowly but surely bringing up the kind of books he likes, and maybe they'll make a movie out of those.
I've never read a
Um,
book before. That sounds really good.
And as we close and the camera pans up, you can still hear the fox and the squirrel arguing. And what does the fox say? Well, it's in Growlix, but it doesn't sound great. And that's where we ended
You
it.
sure? You sure the fox's Grolix isn't ding a ding a ding a ding a ding?
There's like bicycle sounds mixed in here. That just sets off more Growlix. It's an unhappy cycle. Okay, thank you for playing. I hope I went okay.
Hey, it was fun. You did really good.
Thanks. I guess we'll go ahead and say goodbye to the recording. So, goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye. Thank you for listening.